fucking kidding me? That soundtrack is amazing. You got the touch. You got the power. How do you?
I was gay the whole time.
That's the next. Oh.
No, there's no way it was. There's no way a panda fighting kung fu for a third time was any better than the first time.
If you want more Rugrats talk and more talking about people's sisters that you don't know, you guys hit that subscribe. I'll let your boy.
Because I remember like the dark years for Star Wars, where Star Wars was a joke when we were in middle school to out of high school.
Yeah, I wish that if they were going to like go make standalone movies, they were standalone movies.
They might be in the future. Rogue One is the only one we.
It's not standalone. Don't even fucking tell me.
No,
You son of a bitch.
I wasn't going that route. I was saying that like Rogue One was the first standalone movie we got. Like in the future, we might get more. I do wish they would open up the universe more because they keep trying to play in the small sandbox.
Well, that's the fucking bullshit.
The stories take place in like the universe,
to us where they keep saying that we're getting all of these standalone things, and that they're but it's not, because otherwise, why the fuck is C-3PO and I watched it literally the other day with my parents because they hadn't seen it.
Yeah, does it hold up on the second time?
It's still fine. I still have the same problems with it though. Like, I understand why Princess Leia's in it. We didn't need Bail Organa to give I know someone to give it to.
It's to make the prequels valid, right? And it's
Jimmy Smith was hungry and had
he begged
we didn't need just a panning shot that paused for 3 seconds on C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah.
It's clearly
out of all the stuff that movie did wrong, though.
R2-D2 fucking action figure.
Out of all the things that movie did wrong, though, that's not the cameo that got me, or that's not even like the part that got me. I was like, oh, okay, like it's Star Wars movie. I'm expected to see them.
But we shouldn't have to be expected to see them. Show me new things.
Yeah.
The new goddamn robot was awesome.
He was cool.
Why don't we have other new goddamn robots? Why do we gotta keep using the same fucking midget in a trash can and gay gold C-3PO?
To be fair, in Force Awakens, they didn't really do much. But
no, but they need to be in there long enough so they could sell a new C-3PO with a red arm or whatever.
Or CP3O ruined like a super crazy emotional beat.
What did you...
C-3PO?
You said CP3O or
whatever,
some shit.
Man. I have dyslexia. If that's the worst thing I get wrong on this show, it will be a fucking miracle.
Quiet. What's wrong?
I'm just letting you guys go.
Just talking about... Did you find out what the origins of his red arm was?
I don't care.
They revealed it in a Lego game.
Great.
Trying to get you to buy all their shit. They're like, no one's buying enough Lego games. Let's put this detail in there and force all the fucking nerds who are dying to find out.
Because he's such an integral character that I actually give a fuck about.
No, he just pissed me off. I was super mad when he popped up on screen for the first time because he was ruining Luke and Han Solo and Leia's moment.
And like
which is so funny because it's so typical.
And they are making these other expanded universe fucking movies. Do we need a young Han Solo movie?
Mm-mm.
No.
But I'm excited for it because the cast. But
that actually exist already. Like, let's use the lesser known characters that exist. Let's use the fucking Republic Commandos. Those dudes were awesome. Let's do a Republic Commando movie. It was fucking great.
We should just spin off. We should do fucking, movie spin-offs of everything that was introduced to us in Knights of the Old Republic. There's only one character that we should go back to, and I'm sure you guys don't know what I'm talking about.
The fucking HK-47?
I was going to say Obi-Wan. HK-47, who is that? Is that the guy who has Traitor?
That's in Old Republic. He's the robot who hates people and calls them all meatbags.
He's like hands down one of the greatest robots.
Just wants to murder everything.
Star Wars universe.
Where's his standalone movie?
I'm pretty sure Disney... I was surprised that Disney...
When they brought him into the MMO, he's a boss fight in the MMO.
And then you can get him as a companion, right?
Yeah, and you can get him as a companion after the fact, which was just fucking genius. It was...
He didn't try to kill you?
No, you fight him. He's like in a raid, like in a boss fight where you go in with a group of guys in a 5-man dungeon. I think it was a 5-man dungeon. He was the final boss or something like that because since he's a droid and that game takes place so long after the Knights of the Old Republic, so he's still around because he's a fucking droid. So... Which they brought Revan back into that game too and everything like that and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. Even though all that stuff's happening, I wish the only familiar standalone movie we would get is Obi-Wan. I'd be cool with that. But they're gonna do Han Solo, and then I hear
it's covered in Clone Wars. And
that's true. Did you watch him and Darth Maul have their confrontation?
I saw just that. I haven't. I'm waiting for fucking Rebels to show up on Netflix or something, so I can just.
Is the first season even on it or no? I don't know what Disney.
Disney's so weird about putting shit on Netflix.
Surprised it's not in the vault.
What, third season of Rebels now?
They put so Captain America 1 was on Netflix. And Civil War is on
but
Netflix,
not the one everyone wants to watch.
But not
the best one.
Not Winter Soldier. I think Avengers was on Netflix for a while. But none of the other... I think Iron Man... Maybe... I don't think any of the Thors were on there, though. I've still not seen Thor 2 complete.
No one's complaining about that.
I don't think... I was going to say...
I watched a ripped version of Thor 2... And it didn't have the subtitles for the elves, so I just don't understand.
You didn't learn anything more. They had no character development.
I don't know why they want to blow everything up.
Until you mentioned it, I forgot that the elves were there. I thought Thor and Loki just hung out.
I saw that movie with like 9 people.
Yeah, it was after your bachelor party.
Oh, shit. Like the same day?
Yeah, it was after. Like everyone's like, we're going to do this. I'm like, nope.
Oh, man.
Go home and sleep.
Way to start out your marriage like that, dude.
Well, I wasn't married. It was a bachelor party.
I know, but it's connected.
No.
You go into
How to start your marriage? I didn't get married for like another couple months.
Oh.
That's true.
Shit.
I didn't get a bachelor party. I got married in the mail.
I did mine like the weekend before. That's right, because Dolan showed up and then peaced out. He was sitting at my kitchen table 1 minute, another minute he was gone.
Yeah, it bored me. I left. I used to do that all the time.
Imagine your bachelor party was like the bachelor party in Parks and Rec, where it was like, we're just gonna play Settlers of Catan all night. Like, what the fuck is this?
No, that actually maybe has a decent Brom Delvid story. I had kind of 2 separate ones. One was when Thrice went on their farewell tour, which you shouldn't be able to call it that if you're going to get back together in 2 years. But anyway, I went to Chicago with a couple dudes for that. But then everyone was in town the week of my birthday, or of the wedding. Mm-hmm. So like 2 nights before, we just all got together and all the girls went out and did whatever they do. Sit in their cars and talk about periods or whatever. And all the dudes hung out. And my brother Jake was insistent that a bachelor party isn't a bachelor party without a woman there to objectify, like a stripper, whatever. So of course he goes to Craigslist and tries to get some kind of like stripper to come over to our house. Yeah. And it was like 2 a.m. I think when she showed up, and we have this friend who is not a virgin anymore, or Brom Miguel is not a. He'll be Brom. He's not a virgin anymore, but he was at the time, and it was sad. And we were always like, Brom, what the fuck? So we were trying so hard to get this girl. So she shows up. She's pretty overweight. Pretty gross. It was like 2 a.m. She came like 3 hours late. My brother Jake had probably like woken her up. Nobody even wanted her here, but Jake was just insistent that this had to happen to make it go off. So your brother's
the one that needs to objectify women?
I guess so. I mean, we all did it because she was there. I'm not going to say we didn't join in. But like, it wasn't what we expected or what we wanted. And when he was like, finally, guys, like, I got a girl to come over. I'm like, all right, it should be whatever, like a stripper. I just remember, because I was pretty drunk, I remember she was just like rolling around my fucking downstairs, like trying to do like sexy rolls off couches onto somebody else or something, and she like was like sweaty, and she like took a break to get a breather. Like, it was a fucking mess. But we kept trying to get her to bang Brom, and she wouldn't do it. She kept trying to like church it up for more money and to say stuff like, oh, like we still got this amount of time left. I'm like, there shouldn't be anything about a time if you're just sitting there like talking and taking breathers. But one of the things she did to Brom was she took a lollipop and was sucking on it, stuck it into her pussy, and then pulled it out and stuck it into his mouth. And I'm like, well, you might still be a virgin. Yeah. I was like, man, how are you going to feel getting a fucking STD before you get laid?
Whoa.
And
sir, you have chlamydia, even though you've never had sex.
And what's funny is that it's so fucking stereotypical for like, people to think that, strippers or whatever will always say, oh, I'm just doing this to get through medical school. Of course, everyone thought it was hilarious and was trying to like film her while she was like making an ass out of herself and like putting suckers in Kyle's mouth. And she kept saying, "No, no, no, no film. I'm going to medical school. I don't want this showing up." Which made us die even harder.
Yeah.
Oh, did I slip and just say Kyle?
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Like he listens.
You don't even know how to Brom.
I'm not. This is my first Brom story, everybody. I apologize. Fuck Brom. It was Kyle. Hey, guys.
That was great.
But they just made us die even harder laughing. I'm pretty sure Sean or Corey has some footage of it still.
Me and ex-wife, we went to go see Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie. And
I remember that tour.
After that, on the way home, my buddy was having his bachelor party. And we showed up, and it was just a bunch of dudes, 2 strippers that apparently went ass to ass.
No shit. Just like in Requiem for a Dream?
These girls were not attractive in the slightest.
Not Jennifer Connelly.
They were, like, in a hot tub naked with some of the other dudes that were there when I showed up. And then there was this other chick that we used to party with who got fake tits, and one of our buddies was trying to bang her. But it was great because one of our really good friends, and this kid's been around forever. It's his little brother, Brom, for this story. He's just so fucking awkward and can't seal the deal at all about anything ever with any woman. He's just such a creep. When he finally started trying to talk to these girls, he got them so creeped out that they put their clothes on and left because he was like, "I got a bunch of guns. You want to come look at my gun collection?"
At that point,
to the strippers.
At that point, talking doesn't, like, if he can't seal the deal, just don't talk. Like, just move your hands and do actions.
They're going ass to ass for money. I don't think your gun collection is going to impress them. I think if you just credit card swipe their ass with your fucking debit card, that would get you to seal the deal a lot easier.
Have you guys had like an intervention and told him to try not talking?
Well, I mean, he could have just been like, "Have you ever sucked a dick for $200?"
Yeah. Or do the fucking 40-year-old virgin one where he just asks questions all badass.
God damn.
Man, it worked on Olivia Banks.
We got another Brom Dillon story. Brom went to college for a semester before he failed out and had to move back home. Shit was great. He was in his dorm room, and our other buddy lived down the hall from him. He took a shit, and it smelled so bad that he threw up in the bathtub next to him. They called our friend and was like, "Steve, come look at what I did." It's the most that he accomplished at college.
So he didn't clean up. He just said, "Come look at this."
He wanted someone to witness what had happened before he cleaned it up.
Was the friend okay with it? Was he proud?
Yeah, that friend was impressed. That guy.
All right. Was it one of those, all right, cool, and I'll get this shit out of my...
Well, it was probably just like, how did you do this? What did you eat that made this happen? You just gonna sit in silence this episode?
I'm debating on whether or not I want to join in the debauchery that is taking over.
So I kind of had a bachelor party. It was after I was married. It was not that great. Brandon was on leave from contracting. Flew me, him, and Curtis out to Vegas.
That sounds
But
awesome.
I was married, so my wife had to come.
Whoa.
So I had to ask him, like, "Dude, will you buy her a ticket? And is it cool if she comes and stays in the hotel with us and all that shit?"
Did she have to come because you thought she should, or she was like,
No, she was like, "You're not going unless I'm going." I was like, "Are you fucking serious? You had a bachelorette party." He was like, "I went on a float trip, blah, blah." I'm like, "I'm sorry that you picked a shitty bachelorette party."
Who cares? Float trips are fun, but yeah.
She was mad that I was getting something more extravagant than her.
Pettiness, huh?
Yes. Well, you met that broad. She's crazy.
When I met her, it had to have been before you guys were married. It was just such a coincidence.
We were on a break. We did that off and on shit. Don't fuck my wife.
I wasn't going to say that. But
we had an awkward fun car ride conversation about it.
But that was the first night I met her, though. I think. And then she saw Mr. Brooks with us. A story from last time. Wanted to make sure we were recording because you can't. I can't be trusted.
That's true.
I feel like it might have been better if we weren't recording based on
this road that we went down.
It's okay if I can edit out my job. You can say you were married at McDonald's and Dylan ate a double cheeseburger.
Well, fucking, it was great when me and him would work at Emo's together, and we'd close.
That's how you guys met? Or you guys childhood friends?
Me and him?
Yeah.
No, I met him through Tommy and other people.
Me and Brad had classes together. We were at Shakespeare together.
Yeah, but we never really talked or anything.
Never really talked more than just like maybe something here and there, just at randomness.
I just picture Brad still being the baby, but with his beard stuff somehow.
This demon child that I was dating towards the end of high school had cheated on me, and I was dealing with that shit, but she was still like hanging out at a friend of ours' house that everyone hung out with all the time.
Awkward.
So one of the first times me and Brad ever saw each other
outside of a school setting
was me like flying up in a car, getting
it's
out
like 3 in the
just
morning,
going the fuck off on her.
He's in the street screaming at her while we're in the car under the carport, like, Brom, get in the car. Well, just like I looked at the guy's hat.
Yeah, Brad's like, do I need to call the cops?
Well, I was like, because the host was like, he needs to stop yelling, blah blah in the street. I'm like, you want me to just call the cops and act like a neighbor? So I had a very skewed opinion of Dylan for a while.
Some people say there's a woman to blame, and I know that's fucking true.
Oh, always.
Is that right? Is that how that lyric goes?
I don't know.
You don't know Jimmy Buffett, bro?
I know. I could probably list some of the songs off, but I'm not a huge fan.
Pina Colada Town?
Are you talking about the dude that got ripped apart in Jurassic World?
Some people say there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault is the actual line. But I guess it's not funny because you guys
don't
have parents apparently.
Some of my favorite Womanator jokes are actually Claudio.
Jokes.
Womanator. Women bashing jokes.
We're not really bashing them. You're just saying.
Why not though? We need to step this shit up.
But yeah. The Vegas bachelor party was...
Did you guys ditch her in the hotel?
She got super drunk and almost kicked out of the club that we had bottle service at, so I took her back to the hotel room, banged her out. We were all in fancy clothes. She could barely stand. Took her back to the hotel room, banged her out, and then went to meet back up with them.
Yeah.
But I was fucking hammered, and I started, throwing up. But I was in a suit, and I'm in the middle of this fucking fancy-ass, hotel room, or hotel, at the elevator lobby. And I'm like, and the trash can's got the ashtray on top, so you can't even... So I threw up in my hand and scooped it into the fucking trash can. God. And I look up, and there's a camera looking right at me, like, oh! Jumped in the elevator.
Is Vegas as cool as everyone makes it sound like? Because I always wanted to go.
If I left
before I had kids.
Dead in a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Just really easy.
Vegas is, from my understanding, is a place you visit but do not live.
If you want to drink all goddamn day,
right?
yeah.
Because in the casinos, you can do it for free, right? As long as you're gambling.
Depending on how much you're either winning or losing. But
if you're losing, they won't let you.
If you're still spending money at the casino, they'll do that to get you more drunk to spend more money. And there's no clocks anywhere, no windows, so you never know what the fuck time it is. It's always hard to get out of them. But the thing is, last time I went, it was fucking amazing because, minus the wife being there because she just bitched the whole time. But I went with a guy who basically paid for everything. I paid for cab rides to places because I felt bad.
So where is he at? Is he just hanging out here?
Well, he's not doing that anymore, and he pissed a lot of his money away. But
I can imagine.
But we went to clubs and got tables where you have to spend
X amount of money.
And we had bottle service at all of these places with $300 bottles of vodka, where there were sexy ass chicks who were making our drinks for us. However, they weren't skimping on anything. They were making them to order how you wanted them. The place, we had a fucking blast with shit. So going there like that, awesome. But going there on the money that I make now, I would have to save up for a while, and I'd be like, do I really need bottles?
You're like, give me.
If you go there with an unlimited amount of money that you don't have to worry about, it's fantastic.
What is your most extravagant light beer, and and how much can I get this hand job for? Holy shit! Should we talk about Josh Brolin being fucking Deadpool?
You mean Cable?
Or Cable? He could play Deadpool too.
No, I don't think we should sprinkle any sort of normalcy in this at this point.
Is it normal though?
He's
Thanos.
Well, talking about those things is normal.
Yeah.
We've gone off the rails into a different show.
I know.
This is one I won't share on Facebook.
Okay.
I will.
Brad won't do it for once.
What else happened in Vegas? We went to a strip club. We went to Fremont Street.
That's all you do is just eat, gamble, and strip club, right?
It was the only strip club we went to, and I was kind of disappointed because we didn't go to like Spearmint Rhino, one of the famous ones. We went to one that's off Fremont Street. Although I was happy about going to it because the only other time I've been to Vegas, I was 16 and I saw the place, and there were like strippers outside of it trying to get you to come in.
That's cool.
And so I got a picture taken with them, and it's like, haha, I've returned and I'm of age to come in now. And it was hilarious because there was a 2-drink. It was free to get in, but you had to buy 2 drinks.
Oh.
But the catch was your 2 drinks, no matter what they were $10. And the other friend who went with us, he finally was like, well, I'll get the drinks, to help pay for some, whatever. So ex-wife goes in there and she's like, I want 2 fancy martinis, or, shaken, not stirred, James Bond style ordered. And they're like, $20. She's like, here you go. Buddy orders, the drinks for me, Mr. Moneybags, and him. And they're like, $60. And he's like, 4 of them are just Bud Lights.
Bud Lights, though, can I get
Yeah,
those?
he's like, he didn't realize that. That was, and it was hilarious because we were there early.
That's cool because you could just do all.
The sun was up, and it was obviously the C crowd strippers. Like there was this one.
I would expect in Vegas though for every crowd to be like an A crowd. No,
this was not. No,
it still has fucking Missouri rules as far as strip clubs go.
I mean, like you can tell. They're probably better than the East Side C list. Don't get me wrong.
Are they better than the East Side A list?
No.
Okay.
Although I guess they were probably better than some of the East Side A listers. Dude, those places are a shit show.
They are.
But like this chick, I guess she was like Eastern European or pretending to be. She was in her 40s. She had these giant Coke bottle bubbles from Trailer Park Boys glasses on.
Why?
And her body was all right, but you could tell she'd probably been a stripper forever. Before she was, like an East German whore or some shit back in the, motherland. But she was just walking around going like, you want that? Like she came, there's 4 of us at this table. She's like, you want that? And her friend's like, no, thank you. I just next, you want that? No, ex-wife. She asked ex-wife. She's like, no, I'm good. She asked me, and I'm like, what? Do you want that? Do you want like, what are you saying? I'm like, no, not with you. Don't come back. And then some other chick, easily in her early 50s, but with the biggest fake tits, probably out of the group. She drug our friend back, Mr. Moneybags. He was like, yep, I'm down. I'm all for it. And she was telling him, in the champagne room that she used to body double for Pamela Anderson. It's like, what would you body double for? That chick showed her tits on everything.
Yeah.
But anyway, he ended up like losing like $700 to this broad.
Holy shit.
For like no touching 30. And he was gone for a good 30 minutes. We were like, is he dead? What's happening? We were making jokes that he was fucking her, but he didn't even get to do that, which was hilarious. He just came back and was like in a pissed off mood.
Yeah. That's insane.
It's funny.
I've only been to a strip club a couple of times. Well, I've been to the East Side a couple of times. For my bachelor party in Chicago, the first one, we went to 4, but we kept bouncing because they were all fucking terrible. And the last one we ended up on was a dry one where you had to bring your own alcohol, and we were like, this is fucking awful. But there's a liquor store right next door that they actually... Like the main entrance, but it's planned though because everything was so fucking expensive. Like, this is awful. But we went with Brom again, who was still a virgin at the time, and he was like freaking out and saying like the most because you have to know this fucking Brom. He has no filter, and he's like a little kid in like an adult's body. He says the most ridiculous shit all the time, like way worse than me. And I always have this memory of this stripper coming up to him and like trying to sit on him, and he just looks at her and goes, "Yeah, I don't have any money," and she just gets up and leaves, and that shit was just fucking hysterical.
Oh, that's the best way to get him to leave you the fuck alone. Yeah. Like, no money, I'm broke.
You always get a fucking dark beer because they'll go around, and if you're not drinking, they'll make you leave. You get a dark beer, so they can't really tell all that much. You sip on it.
We had 2 military friends in town on leave. And we went to Roxy's, which is a dirty-ass fucking strip club. And they do a thing called the shower show. And they're like 20, and like we were all in suits because we did a fancy night earlier. And like shower show, like, yeah, sure. So it was me.
You in a suit never works out, it sounds like.
Ex-wife, the 2 military people, and one's dude and one's chick. And the shower show was it's 2 strippers in a shower, like, going at it. And the shower is you're supposed to make it rain with wands.
Oh, okay.
And it's like cordoned off, and so that other people who didn't pay to see it can't see it. And like I'm looking at this shit, and it's like it's kind of depressing as fuck because they're like, throw a 20 in, whoever throws a 20 in, and they'll do some unspeakable act to each other that married people probably don't even do. And you're just like, oh. And I look over, and ex-wife is crying.
What? From what?
Because of how just fucking soul-crushingly, if you're looking at these people as people who are performing like this, it's almost worse than seeing a starving child because you're like, this is fucking
Is it though?
dog.
To be completely honest though, they're probably laughing their way to the bank.
Well, they're probably high as fuck too.
Yeah.
But she's crying.
I hear that lifestyle is not the best for you.
The dude who was on leave, he's kind of sitting back and he's just smoking a cigarette, just taking everything in.
Like, this is what I fight for.
And the female that was on leave is cackling like a maniac, just crumpling up dollar bills, ha 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 ha, and chucking them over the fucking thing. Just looking down like, what the fuck is going on?
That's insane.
Those are the absolute worst moments when you're clearly in a situation of just dirt and debauchery, and then you just have that sobering moment, and it's just like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Mm-hmm. What the
like I said, ex-wife was like looking at these people as people, which strippers aren't people.
That's why you should have put her in the car.
The guy was looking at them as if they were a lamp or another piece of furniture, just with disinterest, and the chick was just madman.
She had to have been on something too.
No, she that's just how she is. And
she was clearly enjoying the suffering of other human beings.
I don't know though. If you're getting paid money for it, is it suffering? Like those kids that make those shoes in China.
I don't know. I have a friend who she works at Roxy's, but she only works like 1 or 2 nights a week.
She's making a ton of money.
Yeah.
I've never had any weird experiences.
She works 1 or 2 nights a week. She's got enough money for everything. But like when you talk to her, she's like, it's fucking. She hates it.
Like the lifestyle is probably. She probably knows people that like that's their full-time job, and they probably like hate.
Well, she's just like, I show my vagina to gross old man and blah blah. Like she said, had me come visit her up there a couple times, and it's hilarious because I'll just like go watch her work, from guy to guy. She'll get like phone numbers and shit, and they'll like take her shopping, thinking that they're gonna get laid. But
that's cool. I've heard of like porn stars doing that, like putting like Amazon wish list up, and fans they will buy them whatever. That's fucking cool.
I guess they think they're gonna get laid, but she only
likes black fuck our Reddit.
She only likes black bull dykes, so they're not going anywhere.
Oh jeez. Yeah, fuck Reddit roast me. We should have put up an Amazon wish list and see if they got us any extra attention.
No one's buying us, especially.
I don't know. Did you hear about the dude that kickstarted like making a baked potato or some bullshit like that, and he got like $1 million? Because people were like, "Dude, this is funny," and they kept. And even after he already hit his goal, people were like, "This is so funny. I gotta donate to it." And the dude was like, "Well, I guess
I'll make this baked potato now.
I can fucking put in my 2 weeks." Yeah. What happens if he didn't do the baked potato? Would Kickstarter come after him for not fulfilling his?
Yes, the money would be null and void.
But dude, could you imagine going into work and be like, "Yeah, man, I did this joke online and I'm a millionaire, so here's my 2 weeks." Like I'm.
I've seen people start GoFundMe to like help with their legal battles. It was like,
it happens all the time.
Went to hearing with baby daddy and I punched him in the face and they're threatening to throw me in jail and I'm broke, so I need legal.
GoFundMe has done a lot of stuff for medical aid and like legal battles, which is it's really cool that people help out with that kind of stuff.
This dude in his like 50s was at a casino recently, and he was playing slots and he was having a good old time. And he was playing some fucking crazy, like $50 a push of the button fucking slot.
How do you even put that much into a slot?
And he hit the fucking jackpot for like $100K. And he was with some 30-year-old chick who they were friends. And apparently, and this is a good lesson for everyone. Apparently, most casinos have a rule: whoever pushes the button
wins.
Is the gambling party and the winner.
Did she
and
hit
he
the
had
button?
her push it for luck on that spin, And she ended up taking all of it and just left.
Do you think he fucking killed himself in the parking lot afterwards?
He apparently apparently interviewed her. She's like, I offered to give him some of the money. Like, you mean
some
all
of the
money, right? Like, or at least, I mean, bare minimum worst thing you can do is offer him half. That's the worst thing you can do to him. But he's like, but then he sent me a bunch of texts and was being an asshole, so I'm not giving him anything. Like,
well, because he's 50. Old people can't text. He probably was trying to be nice, and he just
he's doing voice to text and he's doing it wrong, so he started cursing and only picked up the curse words.
Dude, I check the voicemails for my job at McDonald's every morning, and yeah, there's so many old people that don't understand. They're like, "What? Am I on? Oh shit!" And then they just hang up. And I'm like, "Well, I'm not calling that dude back. He technically didn't leave a message saying he wanted anything."
But yeah, no, I heard this one. I was like, "Dude,
that's awful. Fuck that."
Yeah, I would have killed her.
Dude, that's shitty. But no, I think
it's like they went back and like watched like the surveillance video.
Yeah.
To verify who pushed the button.
God. Talk about like his fucking spirits just crashing.
That's fucking terrible.
What's terrible that you're with somebody who would do that. Like, I don't know anyone I would hang out with that would.
Well, if you're 50 something and hanging out with like a young 30.
Yeah. She's waiting for that money anyway. She just got it earlier than she thought. Oh, fuck.
100 G's to fuck over an old man.
That's depressing.
Well, hey, man. Who knows how many times she had to suck that wrinkly dick?
They gave her a $50,000 check and a $50,000 cash. And he just watched her just walk away with it. There's nothing he can do.
He tried to walk after her.
That's why I don't gamble. I just go to the casino and get drunk.
Every
time I've gone, that's what I mean, I've played a couple times, but I don't get joy out of that shit.
I always have a limit with gambling. I mean, it's fun. I just like playing blackjack. I like playing roulette. I like playing the games.
I usually go, anytime we go, it's like, you know, like, all right, here's a $100 bill.
I'm going to spend it.
When this is gone, I go home.
Yeah, you can't look at it as like, oh, I wasted it. It's like, same as just going to a movie or going and playing some games or whatever. Like, you're just spending the money. You just don't want to go over.
Yeah, but a movie is $10 and lasts 3 hours, whereas $10 lasts 20 seconds.
You can't even get in with $10. Are you kidding me?
It's like
I have
$5 for
I don't know, man.
handed blackjack.
I have another funny Brom story. We were at a casino once, and you guys know Brom. He was on Shout once.
Yeah.
And he was yelling at Brad when he was drunk.
When you give away details, it makes it less animated.
No, because then
I knew I wasn't going to say it right, so I just killed it halfway.
That's what Nemo says in Finding Nemo. I watched that movie a billion times with my kid. Anyway, Brom was drunk as shit at a casino one night, and he is dying to play fucking blackjack some more, so goes and takes an advance on his credit card on one of those fucking machines, puts a ton of money down on the table. It's just him and the dealer because it's pretty late, and somehow we just find an empty table. He's so drunk, he doesn't understand. He's, Brom's just like talking shit like Brom always does and blowing smoke over. He blows smoke in the dealer's face, which pisses him off visually. And the dealer just starts dealing super quick, like taking a shit. And I'm like, we're all pretty drunk too. And I'm sure that I'm pretty sure that that Brom was losing. There goes again. That Brom was losing. But we were all drunk enough. We're like, dude, can you slow down? We can't tell if he's really losing. But he pretty much just wiped Sean out in a matter of minutes. Seconds.
Fuck.
The advance on his credit card. And then Brom just turned. It was just like, well, I guess we're done. I'm like, you sure you don't want to put some more money down on the table?
But you can just win it back.
Brom, it's a game of chances.
The only time I ever won money, and I won pretty much every time, is when I played cards. Mm-hmm. Like, I actually went into the hold'em room, sat down and played poker.
I went with you on your birthday once.
Yeah.
And I remember you came out saying everybody was super mad that some kid in a hat came and wiped them all out. And they'd obviously been playing for a while.
I had sat down like... It was like a $3 table, nothing crazy.
We were like just 21 though, right?
Like,
we weren't that old.
Yeah, it was like my 21st birthday, and I was like, I'm gonna go into the poker room for a little while because I've always wanted to do this.
And I said, I don't want to pay to come join you, so I'll be at the roulette table again.
Right.
drinking my Long Island.
I went and sat down, and I had like $100, and that's what I put in. I bought in. But it was like 1-3. The rest of the dudes have been probably there for hours. Mm-hmm. So even if they started with $100, they're all sitting on $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So, like first hand, I'm like, Ace King, like
Jesus.
Okay, all right. And I'm sitting there, and guy raises, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, re-raise. And he's like, $100.
Were you super fucking nervous?
Just like, yes, I was super fucking nervous. I was like,
because you're a kid. They probably smelt it on you.
And I was like, and that's what I thought. I was like, all right, this dude is clearly just pushing around my small stack. Like, he's pushing me around. It was a couple chips for him.
Yeah.
It's like all of your shit.
Was all
like, I need more.
And I was just like, push it all in.
Everybody would be pissed, but it would be hysterical if you sighed after everything you did. Like,
and he flipped over ace queen, and I had ace king.
Oh, fuck.
And literally nothing hit for either of us on the flop, turn of the river. So I just won with high cards.
Oh, what's hysterical was he actually had he had a decent hand, actually.
Right. No, I understand. His play was fine. He had the chip stack to push me around. He saw it as an easy way to steal my raise on him, or to possibly take my entire stack and just make himself a little bit of money.
It was just you two, everybody else folding?
Mm-hmm.
So how much did you win?
It was like 200. I think at my $100, it became like 230 something after all the blinds and something like that. I literally first hand doubled all of my money.
See, I would have just quit right then. I'm like, done.
That's rude.
It's rude.
Don't give a fuck.
And
I know you don't.
And it's kind of fun too. Like, I like the game.
There's ethics to gambling. You don't, especially at card games, not like blackjack.
What are they gonna do? Remember?
Even at blackjack,
I know. It's a thing about having honor.
My fucking money.
Even at blackjack, though, people will get
all
pissed
you
if
do
you
is
come.
you just check blind for half an
table.
hour and have a drink and just lose a couple bucks back and then leave. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
It's just out of courtesy. Like, you don't take someone's money when you're playing against someone.
It's Curtis and I don't see you. I'm out.
I'm just, there's the thing. Dude, every poker movie has shit like that in it where some dude tries to do that and they're like, no, you're not going anywhere. You sit the fuck down.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, this is at an actual casino. Now it's someone's fucking the basement of a bar where someone's going to threaten me with a gun. I'm out and taking your money with me.
No, I agree. I'm just saying there was this well, then I came there to play some cards. I didn't want to win one hand.
You did, yeah. You won. Now you're 100%.
I still think I walked away with $300 and something by the time I was actually done.
Yeah, you came out pretty.
Because we left and went to a movie and shit.
And then didn't that spark a reaction? Didn't you do that every weekend for a while? Then
Dylan the riverboat gambler.
Yeah, I there was a period of time right around that where I was just making that's pretty much how I was living. Like, I would just gamble at night in table games, and then every morning there was old dudes that I was friends with, dudes in their 50s and 60s, because I would be there in the morning at 7 a.m. to play a Hold'em tournament. I was like, yo, hey, Jeff, what's going on, man? And we'd fucking just sit, wait, get set at tables, and we'd play tournaments in the morning, and I'd play cards at night.
Were you the youngest dude there?
Yeah, by far.
That's hysterical.
I was literally 20. There was maybe a couple other dudes who were all 20.
You know what, though? I kind of, when I'm old, I think about, all the shit I could do when I'm, 50 or 60. I might be at the casino a lot more.
It's super odd being at a casino.
Yeah, you're going to go when you're 50 with a 30-year-old. She's going to take all your fucking money, you idiot.
Probably my wife will still be around.
It's super odd going to a casino at 7, 8 in the morning, by the way.
Oh, I imagine.
It's super weird.
Because
there's still fucking people from the night. And
then the new people. The old.
Don't they shut down for an hour at Maristar?
Yeah, they close for an hour or so.
1 hour.
But most of those people usually they go and eat or something and come right back.
Eat at
But
the buffet is closed. They probably eat at that burger shop.
I went to Pops one night and I drank till Pops closed, and then we went to the casino.
Isn't that 4 a.m.?
So I'm always curious how Pops works, because you have to stand in line.
On a Tuesday, there was no one in there. There was maybe 13 people inside of there.
Say it's a night where a band comes through. You had to stand in line to wait for the band. So if a band's coming through, do they clear everybody out? Is it say you were just at Pops chilling at 2 p.m.
for a concert one time.
Yeah. They actually have pretty good sound. I actually like Pops as a concert because for the boring opening acts, which they almost always are, you can always go play pool or go into your drink or just chill, and the sound's actually pretty sweet and there's room to move around.
I hate how loud it is, but I hate how loud everything is. So.
I love everything being loud. It might be because I'm deaf, because I love everything so loud. And I listen to headphones for 8 hours a day, which I'm sure can't be good for my ears. I've noticed through the last couple of years, I need everything to be way louder than I used to.
Since I've been working in that machine shop, my hearing's gone to shit.
Oh, do you have to wear earbuds? Or you don't have to, but you probably should.
Probably should.
You don't wear headphones and listen to the Dick Show?
They fucking banned them, dumbasses. We had customers come through, and customers from Mexico, and they're like, "Oh, you let people listen to headphones?" And we had a rule where you could have one earbud in,
Yeah,
and then the other one had to be empty so you could like hear the machine or whatever.
yeah.
And so I guess we decided to let customers dictate our company rules, and they banned. But you can still wear noise canceling head protection. We got a motherfucker there we call Buzz Lightyear who shows up with these giant ass fucking because they have
Are they purple?
The free soft ones.
Yeah.
And he just shows up with these and he just wears them all the time. There's something wrong with the dude.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at him.
They're custom made and he has an earbud ran through them.
Yeah, right?
And there's these.
I've got ones that you can plug into your phone.
I was gonna say if you have wireless ones, just like no.
Do you remember
before
before like earbuds, like when all the headsets were fucking headsets?
Yeah.
And you would break it.
Yeah.
So you could let it down the sleeve of your sweater at school. And then you just pull this, and it'd just be sitting there in your hoodie fucking arm.
Yeah, I listen to podcasts.
But you always had to fucking break the shit.
That's why you'd always get like a cheap pair to break. But yeah, I used to listen to podcasts for 10 hours a day at work. It was pretty awesome. And
pretty sweet.
That, sons of bitches. We can listen to a radio, but I don't want to listen to
Nobody ever agrees.
Well, I mean, I've got my radio, and everything's so loud that people can't really hear. So I'll play death metal and I'll listen to talk radio, but I'd feel weird listening to a bunch of drunk people play Dungeons and Dragons while I made bomb parts.
The last factory I worked at, the music, they had the overhead radio for everyone to listen to, and they, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were, normal rock, but then, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday was country, Thursday was rap, and then Friday was rock band. So they changed it depending on the day, and so, everyone's music was, most of the days were just normal rock.
Like Casey or something.
Well, it would be modern rock and classic rock and something like that. But it's most of the people who like those had the majority of the days. But they did have a country day and they did have a rap day, just so everyone, which was kind of this. I'm talking 2000 ish. So it was kind of weird that they cared enough to make sure everyone was covered.
Yeah,
it's kind of
well, ours they don't really seem to care what you listen to as long as you just bring your own boombox. So,
that no headphones thing would piss me off. What would happen if we started wearing them? Would you start getting reprimanded?
Well, the problem was I think another reason they canceled is because you always get that one motherfucker who just got
isn't paying attention.
And it's just take one out. You're the reason that
it's just gonna cause an accident, in the fucking machinist, where the dude gets stuck in the fucking machine.
But yeah, I was very sad when they took that privilege away.
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't think I
listen to the radio.
I don't know if I could do my job without headphones. If I just had to focus on my work.
Yeah, how would you watch shows all day?
Yeah, I would have to look stuff up online at McDonald's all day long. But I certainly. Oh shit! All right, let me explain to you guys what this movie Grasshopper Jungle.
No one cares.
Grasshopper Jungle. You will care.
This whole episode is now just called Degenerate Stories. This isn't even an episode. It's just.
This is kind of
/degenerate stories.
This is kind of
this is what it is. This is just a story episode.
This is kind of insane. So
anyway, one of the first times Brom got drunk.
Ever?
We're not doing that. That's not this episode. It's over. You guys took it this way. We're gonna finish this.
We're gonna have to finish the grasshopper story.
No,
before we leave.
No one cares about your grasshopper story.
It's about sex and grasshoppers.
We'd always go to Mardi Gras.
It actually sounds pretty sweet.
Fucking challenge all the chicks to see who could come back with more beads.
I've never been to Mardi Gras. It's always so fucking cool.
And I would always win because I had my junk pierced 4 times. So I just go up to groups of this is
that sounds
20s.
terribly
so I just
painful.
go up to groups of middle-aged women who had a shit ton of beads, awesome ones, and hey, I want your beads. And they're like, what are you huh? Yep, I want your beads. I'll show you my junk for it. And most of the time they're I'm it's pierced 4 times, and they're yep. I'm all right. And come back with more beads than all the chicks. Good times.
Was that a Brom story or?
That was me.
That was a me story. Is it still pierced 4 times?
I haven't put anything in it in a while. They might have closed up.
Ouch. There's always that one.
That bad. It felt like a paper cut.
There's always that one hole that never closes.
It was
a paper cut on your.
I know, but I was expecting it to feel a lot worse.
Sometimes paper cuts are the worst fucking.
I agree, but I'm saying like I expected something like I expected to feel like someone was pounding a nail through my donkey. Okay. And it wasn't.
So the first one was cool. The third one was cool. By the third one, you're like, I could keep doing.
The third one, just keep going. But I was so goddamn nervous when I went and did it. I called my buddy and I was like, "Hey, talk me out of doing this." So he just went, "Don't do it," and it wasn't enough because that's all he said. But I had to pull over on the highway and dry heave because I was so fucking nervous.
It's better than the tattoos, though.
I went and had a.
Have you ever seen any crazy tattoo ones?
Like dick tattoos?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's fucking insane. Someone has a full dragon on it. I'm like, what the fuck?
The trunk is the dick.
Jesus.
But, yeah, I went and, picked the biggest fucking biker dude to do it because I didn't want to associate painting my junk with women. Come to find out later on that dude was a creeper and had cameras in the bathrooms. In town.
Chuck Berry?
Yeah.
No, it was a piercing and tattoo place in town.
Okay, because Chuck Berry did that as well.
Yes.
Which I like. I mean, I guess it's honorable to do since he just passed to not bring up any of that creepy shit or that fucking audio he had of peeing on the stripper. But
no, the reason they did that is because the dude was 90 something when he died.
Yeah.
And if he would have died months after all that stuff had come to light, that's what he would have been remembered as. But it's literally been 30 fucking years, and he's an old man.
I thought it was pretty. I thought it was when he was an old man when he was doing that.
There was
older man.
One of those German fucking concentration camp not survivors, dudes who lived 103, and when he died, people were sad because he was 103, not because of what he did in his life. It was oh shit, dude, that dude lived a really long time, and age makes a huge difference in that.
Yeah, I guess
that's the reason no one's talking about Chuck Berry.
Well, that was the thing too, because they would mention it sometimes when he died, where they'd be like, Chuck Berry, rock and roll legend, blah blah. I think all the great things.
Fucking creep though, man.
And he was a creep.
And he was.
That's how they'd
dude, that was awesome.
The whole story.
He would record an album though.
The Bon Air, which is here in Wentzville.
Yeah.
Now they know where we live.
They do.
Oh, I gave out your zip code in the one episode you weren't here. I'm just.
But anyway, you know why he bought that place? Because when he was a kid, they wouldn't serve him and his mom through the front door. They'd have to go to the back.
Aww.
So that's why he
That's actually kind of sad.
Fuck you, I own this place.
Okay.
Right, but then he put cameras in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's he's oh, this is a really cool story of
Well, I bought it and fired him. How can I get back at him even more? Cameras and shit.
Only record the.
Why would you ever want to watch that though?
People are into weird shit.
Yeah, they are.
Rule 34. It exists. There's porn of it on the internet.
But it was cool that they had his memorial service at the pageant, though. And Gene Simmons was in town.
Yep.
And gave him...
It's because he owns a bar in Chesterfield.
I had no idea.
Yeah, him and I think Paul Stanley own a bar.
I love...
It's like the Rockin' Brewery.
I love hearing Gene Simmons stories because he sounds so, his head isn't... Or his mind isn't, in our fucking reality.
In the garage.
His mind isn't in our reality. Gene Simmons is so in his own world, it seems like. And even fucking Kevin Smith has some stories about him because Kevin Smith he wanted to get into the horror movie business, and he saw Red State was yeah, Kevin Smith, I heard that you wanted to do a Krampus movie and all this shit. We should fucking work together. And Kevin Smith pitched him his idea, and Gene Simmons I guess secretly had what he wanted to do instead. So he's just yeah, I love your idea, but what if we change this and this and this and this to it? And Kevin Smith was so you really like my idea, but then none of it, and you just want me to do a movie for you. And Gene Simmons is yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And all the comments he made about NWA being the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all the back and forth between him and Ice Cube was pretty funny. He just seems, but then again, he's so rich and famous. He doesn't. I guess you can be that out there and not give a shit about anything. If
he's the demon,
yeah, he's the bass player. Why is he's the only bass player to ever?
Bass, he just ran around this.
He's the only bass player to ever be important.
Spitting blood and shit.
Granted, I would still love to see him though if they still did that kind of shit. Because I remember seeing the ending of at Detroit Rock City where they made it to the concert and they did all the cool shit. I'm that movie came out when we were in middle school, pretty young.
It's not even the best Kiss movie, man.
Is this a better Kiss movie?
Oh yeah.
Is it called Kiss the movie?
No, although that movie is pretty garbage. Kiss.
I didn't know they had a movie.
They made a TV movie called Kiss the Psycho Circus, and they go to a circus that's like, or like a theme park that's run by a.
And there's a kiss with the main characters.
Yeah, it's them.
God
and like
damn
they wanted it to be like the next fucking Star Wars, and it was so goddamn bad. Where they like go around and solve this mystery at this amusement park where the bad guy is making like robots, so they fight like. You know,
it's an action movie.
It's terrible. It's really bad.
Good fucking Lord. You know what I like watching?
Role Models. It's the best Kiss movie.
Oh, you're right. Well, is that really a Kiss movie? I know he teaches the kid about Love Gun. He's like, it's his dick.
They are dressed as Kiss while they LARP at the end.
I forgot about that. You're right.
It's fucking fantastic.
Anytime you mention that movie in Kiss, I just picture Sean William Scott making the kid listen to Love Gun. He's like, he's talking about his dick, and the kid's like, yeah.
They had to wear makeup because they were Jews.
You're Jewish and ugly.
They sing like this.
Have you ever seen any of Kiss's music videos in the 80s when they went away from the makeup and tried to go hair metal instead? It's fucking hysterical though how they tried it for a minute. They were like, no, this is awful, and we look like jackasses, and then they went back. I didn't know. I just didn't know that era of Kiss like ever existed. So when I stumbled upon it like 5 years ago, I was like, what the fuck? This is Kiss. This looks awful. This is all the shit that they used to make fun of.
So I'm gonna end this on a not degenerate Brom story.
Okay. Does he die at the end?
No. What that is death not degenerate?
I don't know. I was just curious.
We're gonna have a Brom A through D.
Jesus. All right.
It's like Zelda the Four Swords.
Do we need like paper to map this shit out?
No.
Flowchart. Make Tommy have an infograph for this shit.
Tommy's not here.
I know, but we can just do it.
All right.
Just make him do it.
Panda's A, Piccolo's B, acted out villain. Ash is C.
It's fine.
And the monster drink is D.
All right. A, B. Doesn't really matter if we have characters.
You better pick that Panda, you motherfucker. Oscar nominated Kung Fu Panda.
So, the four Broms were youngins. They were youngins. And they were like, yo. Sorry, you probably can't see the camera. Yo.
Hang on a second. I'm going to get a better camera fucking angle. And I'm going to add this in.
Here, I can probably do this. If this is better.
Doesn't matter, man. It's already going. It's already recording.
We filled this dead space, but we brought up how it was funny when we worked at Emos about the wife begging, but I never explained why. Whenever me and him would close with somebody, we would get into a fight about how to fuck my wife, and they thought that we hated each other.
Is this better?
Like, was it scripted between you two?
We just kind of went with it, but it was like we were closing with like a 16-year-old girl, and he'd be like, mop the floor, and like, fuck you fucked my wife.
And she was like, I need a new job.
Yeah, the girl's just like, what the hell's going on?
Is this better?
That looks great.
Right.
Honestly, this should be like the way we film all of our shows, and Brad should just be off camera the entire time. Nobody should ever know. They just hear his voice, his booming voice.
So I'm doing a puppet show. This is what happened.
Hey,
That's fine.
This was just kind of a on the fly thing. I came with nothing prepared.
You guys gotta hear the grass.
All right, so God damn it, get to your position. So
get to your position. God damn it, inanimate object.
So it's like,
is this what it's like when you're alone?
Yes. So what shall we do this evening? We should get plastered. But we're like 16. Fuck yeah. I'm sorry, 14. It's 14 Broms. It's like my brother can get us beer. Let's do it. This is so fucking. Proceed on later in the evening. They have informed their collective that they were going to get drunk, their friends, so they could be cool. And one of them, girlfriend at the time, who lived close to the house we were at, the Broms were at, brought over clothing of hers because she's like, you guys can get drunk and put on my clothes. I'm like,
she had kind of a weird. She wasn't normal either, was she?
So Brom was like, I don't even think this shit would fit. Like, let me see. And attempts to try it on sober just to prove that it wouldn't even fit. It fit. And as he finishes pulling it up, he looks out the window and sees Brom's brother looking through the window with all of the alcohol, like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Would he assume that Brom is already wasted at this point and he doesn't need the beer? Or that he needs it even more now than ever?
The evening of 14-year-old debauchery was 1/5 apiece.
Wait, they just jumped from 14 to 16.
1/5
No,
apiece.
I corrected that already.
Oh, okay.
I said 6 before. There was 1/5 apiece and a 6-pack of beer apiece that was all thrown in a pile, and proceeded the drinking games. And Brom was like, yo, one fucking rule. No one goes outside or upstairs. Bet. Began the drinking. Circle of death. Fucking waterfall! Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. God damn it. These things need better anchor points. Buy better toys.
They need a base. Circular base to stand on so they don't.
You should have used Master Shake. He's the only one
Yes,
that is
Master
circular.
Shake would have been fun. So, of course, Brom was like,
Dress Brom.
I'm drunk. I'm going the fuck outside.
In a dress.
And he proceeded to look. No one's paying attention. Out the sliding glass door, where he ran and jumped onto a trampoline and slid, and then looked up as the rest of them came running out. Where the fuck did he go? But it was nighttime and they couldn't see, so they assumed he went around the house. And they all took off around the house. Where the fuck is he? And then he jumped off the trampoline and looked at him from behind and just bolted. Fucking beeline. Right through them. Like, ha 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 ha. And he took off down the street at 1 a.m.
In a dress?
No.
I thought
So what was the purpose of the dress? Does that come into play later?
Just let the stories unfold.
All right. I'm anxious.
So this bro was like, we gotta stop him. And he took one step and fell into a rose bush. Where he just laid for a moment, collecting his thoughts of how he's ruined his life already at 14. And this one, and the other two took chase. To where Dress Brom was like, I wonder how high I can jump. As he ran. And then he leaped into the air, went parallel to the concrete.
Just not off anything, not over anything. He just jumped.
Just jumped.
I just want to jump. I want to see how Woody Harrelson felt like when they said he couldn't
And
jump.
he slammed into the concrete face first.
And this Brom is out for the count.
He's
completely, right?
gone for a
He's
minute.
gone.
He's gone from the story for a minute. He's just in the bush like,
He's just in a
fuck. And these two catch up like, are you okay? Why'd you go outside? What are you fucking doing? And they kick him over. And he just looks up at him. He's like, dude, are you okay? His face is all fucked. Arms, everything. And he goes, alcohol is amazing. And he took off again down the street. Now, the owner of the home, or the living of the home, lived in a circle.
Cul-de-sac.
It was like a big. No, it wasn't like a cul-de-sac because like there was middle houses. Like the middle island was huge. It was just a giant roundabout almost. So he made it all the way around this giant circle. About this time, Thornbush Brom stumbles out like, oh, what the fuck? And he said, dude, what'd you do? And these two come from behind like, oh fuck, god damn it. And where he proceeded to puke. And he just kept stepping backwards because the puke just kept coming and he didn't want it on his shoes until he had puked a line across the street. Oh. Get your camera up.
I got your
Story's
bro.
too long, bro.
I got your bro.
I don't have any fucking room on my phone apparently.
I think that's what your camera said is I can't record this, bro.
That's exactly what it said. Alright, so I'll give you this footage and you can splice it with the other footage.
In action, yeah. Let's not make my job any easier.
So he pukes across the street, and everyone's like, holy God, we gotta get him back inside. So they grab him, and they bring him back inside. And you think, wow, that's a fucked up story. Dress Brom then tries on a bikini. Because...
After
wants to
puking his
see.
guts out, right?
Yes.
All right.
And drunkenly stumbles back onto a air mattress and slams into a wall and lays down. A wall that had weapons on it. To where a blunt object fell and just cracks him in the head and he goes to sleep for the evening. So what do the other 3 Broms do?
Drawing dicks on him.
They go upstairs. The other place.
The other place
that's supposed to be. And they're like, we need to make some food. So they make a pizza and come back down and forget about the pizza. They go back up 20 minutes later.
Where's our pizza?
And they find the oven's not on and the pizza's still in the box in the oven.
Thank God.
Fuck! So they take it out, turn the oven on, go back downstairs, and continue drinking. Goes back up to get the fucking pizza. It is now a black disc. Hot pizza. And brings it down like, dude, ruined the food. To where this Brom takes and goes, fuck this, and just threw it against the wall. And it just shattered like a fucking record. And then morning comes. Now this Brom...
Is he the house owner or whose house
is it? This Green Brom is the house owner.
Alright.
He's sleeping in his bed, and these 2 are on his floor in his room, and then out in the living room, this guy is dead.
With the fucking mace by his face, I want to imagine.
So
I don't feel like he's waking up anytime
this
soon.
Brom, his girlfriend who brought over the clothing, was coming to pick him up at 7 a.m. to go to Six Flags.
Oh no!
Because that's the best fucking place to be. So
all day in the hot sun, hungover as fuck.
So this,
granted, you spend a large amount of your time waiting in line.
So
you'd be miserable.
You would be miserable.
This Brom slowly wakes up and throws the cover off of him, and he's completely naked.
Oh.
And he looks
There's more
up.
to the story that we didn't hear.
This is how the memories of the story go. I'm telling you from what is remembered. So he throws off the blanket, sits up a little bit, and looks directly out a window where Six Flags Brom's girlfriend is looking in.
At him naked?
And he's like, fuck. He throws the towel back over. And he's like, where the fuck are my clothes? Where are my clothes? Jeremy, your girlfriend's like, get the fuck out. So this Brom...
so bad at Brom Miguel.
Dude, it's too hard when you have 80 Broms. So this Brom gets up and climbs out the window, and they leave.
Now that I know it's Jeremy, I could totally see this happening.
So, yeah, he didn't do anything horrible.
No, that one New Year's Eve where he brought over that fucking apple cider mixed with Everclear, that was fucking crazy. It just tastes like apple juice. You're like, I can drink as much of this as I want.
As the rest get up, household Brom wakes up in the dress, but doesn't remember putting it on.
How is
This Brom wakes up in his boxers and a bikini top with a head wound.
With multiple head wounds, right? If he smashed his face on the concrete hours earlier.
This Brom looks around and is like, where are my clothes? He walks out of the bedroom into this living room area, down a hallway, into a bathroom where all of his clothes are, every piece. Which means he had to, at one point in the evening, took off all of his clothes and then walked all the way back over here to go to sleep.
But he still sounds like he had the best time out of everyone, or he had the least consequences.
Naked Brom, household Brom, went to the bathroom where he looked to the sink and it was filled with puke. He looked at the toilet,
filled with puke.
Looked at the bathtub,
filled with puke,
and there was puke everywhere.
Goddamn.
And he's like, and he came out and he's like, hey, you fucks! You're gonna help me clean this up, and I don't know who did this. And he had a fork, and he stabbed some puke, and he walked out. Whoever puked up the goddamn chunks is cleaning the fucking bathtub. And he just threw the fork in the bathtub, and he went upstairs. And that was the Brom's first drunken experience.
That's hysterical. I have a Brom's first drunken experience, but it's not... We did way more illegal stuff that involved cops and canine dogs, but it's not that long of a story, and it's not that climactic.
So is this like episode 1 of Dylan Plays With Himself? Is this what that Dylan Plays With Himself show's gonna be? Just you with toys telling stories?
Maybe.
So, back when we were juniors, back when Brom and his 3 Brom friends were juniors, when we were in Brom's basement... We were in Brom's basement playing Warcraft 3 that had just come out. And we were trying to get a bunch of shamans because they're the best characters in the game. One Brom, who had more experience than the rest of them, said, hey, do your parents have any alcohol? And young Brom, being the youngin' he was like, I never really drank before, but my parents drink all the time. I'm sure they have an alcohol cabinet. Found it. Of course, it's all like fucking, whiskey and like tequila, like nothing light. We just started just like drinking from the bottle while we were playing Warcraft. After like an hour and we're drunk as shit, we're like, we should go outside. Hey, there's this cop that always fucks with us who lives in like our subdivision. He always like fucks with us in the subdivision, like always pulling us over when we're like California rolling a stop sign. Like, fuck him. He had a canine dog too. We're like, fuck him. Let's go piss on his cop car. So we run out, piss over his cop car, do the thing where two people like kick the shit out of his garage while one kid runs up and drop kicks his door just to wake him up at 2 a.m. Then we fucking proceed after him, Brom and his friends, to hit a bunch of other houses all over the subdivision, just doing shit like ding dong ditching and like turning on people. It's like fucking faucets or fucking hoses at their house and flooding their yards, running around. Apparently, we ran around so much that by the time we got back to the house, we played Warcraft for another hour or so before the knock at the door. Since the first stop that Brom and his friends made was the cop with the canine house.
Just followed you while you did.
He followed us around, but since we went everywhere, I remember my parents being woken up, and we were like, "Oh shit, let's just pretend to sleep." So we pretended to sleep. My parents went to the door, and I hear him saying like, "Oh, like my door was kicked in and blah blah blah." So I got the dog, and your kids must have went like all the way around the subdivision because I chased him for like an hour. Like my dog like followed the scent for like an hour, and then we like came to this house. And my parents were like, no, my kid's just been sleeping. And they called me and I pretended to be all asleep. I left my friends because my parents knew exactly. Brom's parents knew exactly what the fuck we did.
Terrible.
But my parents also knew that they didn't want a fucking ticket and they were going to cover for me because they also are not a big fan of the police, especially my dad and Brom's dad. And he was. And yeah, he was like, no, fuck you. Like, don't just, he was like, don't you fucking come here in the middle of the night, like, say my son did shit. Like, you don't have proof. He's like, we'll follow the dog here. He's like, Dave, have you been sleeping? And he's like, yeah. Brom, have you been sleeping? And Brom was like, yeah. I was like, oh, I've just been sleeping. So it was just like a standoff of yelling and empty threats. Ruined my night. Because, of course, we couldn't play Warcraft anymore. We had to go to bed. I think that's the first time that Brom really got drunk.
Thank you for wasting our time. Idiot.
It's an interesting story. It could have gone a lot worse if I would have had Brom would have had shittier parents. They didn't have his back.
I remember once I ran from the cops. This doesn't even need to be a Brom story. But it was back in like high school when I was like a stick. Mm-hmm. I don't know, did I ever at a gym with you when I was like just running in like...
I've never known that. I can only picture. I can't even picture
in like trash bags to make weight for wrestling and shit. When I was like 6 foot wrestling 130-pound class division, where I was just a fucking giant spider monkey fighting these children. It's like, that's what it felt like. Because I was like 6 foot and all the guys I'm wrestling are like 5'5". Like, hey buddy, I'm gonna come down there now and wrap you up. And I remember running from this cop, taking off through the woods and shit. And they came back to my parents' house and like, we found him. And this dude was just a fucking huge cop. He's like now me. It's like future me was chasing younger me. And he was like at my parents' door like, we found him. We weren't able to get him. And my dad literally just looks at the cop and goes, yeah, no shit.
I can picture him saying that. That's hysterical.
I lived in Tommy's closet for 20 minutes. He fed me pizza.
Did you?
Nothing beats. Tommy was like a fucking weirdo who could eat like 2 whole pizzas himself. When he was feeding me pizza because she didn't know I was there.
You knew Brom's brother that lived under the stairs, didn't you? Jake lived under Adam Smith's stairs for like a year. He kept like, he just like left my parents' house. He was like, fuck it, I can't live here under these rules. Went to his friend Adam's house from like Sing Me a Fiction or Barstool Standoff, that band. And Adam was like, you can live under my stairs, I guess. Like, my mom doesn't have to know about it. And he managed that, like, they managed that for a year. And it was big enough where he could stuff his twin mattress in, but they couldn't get it out when he left. So it's like, so in that house, I imagine it's still there. And he lived there. And I remember the first time, because a couple weeks had gone by, because my siblings have always had a rocky relationship with my parents because they're fucking entitled brats. And I called him up like, hey, like, me and Steve went over there and we were like, hey, let's go see fucking Jake. and we were so we called him like, hey man, we're here. He was like, oh, just come around to the basement. And so we went through the basement doors, and we're like, where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? Let's call him. Because like we're just in someone's house that we just walked into. So I call him and I hear a phone go off. I'm like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden a door just kicks open by the stairs of this little bitty door, and he just like crawls out. He's like, hey guys, what's up? And I'm like, good. Holy shit. I was like, is this what your living style is? No.
You know how many jokes we made about living in Tommy's crawl space in his garage? Like all the jokes?
Yeah, Jake lived it for a year without someone knowing.
It doesn't surprise me, though.
And you guys think I'm weird because I think it's possible for a dude to live in my attic without me knowing.
Well, dude, Sean's brother takes the cake. So
no, it doesn't surprise me. Someone should have known. That surprised me that someone didn't know. What doesn't surprise me is that your brother lived under someone's stairs.
And he was so in high school, my girlfriend at the time was friends with him too and felt bad for him, and she was paying his cell phone bill. I found out, I'm like, dude, it's his choice to leave. He can come back anytime he wants to. Like, don't pay his bills. Just because he chooses to live under the stairs. But so Sean's brother has, as the craziest story, I call him Daniel Boone. So Sean moved to fucking Kansas City when his brother was a senior in high school. His mom, like, just kicked him out because whatever, he's a bad kid, whatever. She wasn't that good of a parent. She's a fucking cunt. And kicked him out. He had nowhere to go. So in between working, he would like pick up all the overtime he could at fucking Culver's. He would live in the woods because he went to Holt. He went to school. He would live in the woods. Him and his friend, he talked his friend into doing this with him too. They just had a tent. He took his Xbox and some clothes, and he showered at school. He lived for like 4 months in the woods in a tent. Until someone found him, and Sean had to drive down from Kansas City and pick him up and be like, I guess you're living with me in Kansas City now. Which is the story of how Sean's brother now lives in Kansas City from Wentzville. But he lived in the woods for 4 months and just showered at school, stayed at school for as long as he could, and then went to work and stayed for as long as he could before it was awkward enough where he had to leave. Like, your shift's been over for 2 hours. And he didn't just hang around.
Fucking Christ.
I know, right?
What's wrong with these people?
I don't even know. And the whole time, like, I had my own place at the time, and like every time Sean told me, like, oh yeah, like, you know, Eric sat on Facebook and talked to me for a minute from someone's computer once, and like, cause he didn't have a phone either. So like, when Sean came to pick him up, Eric didn't know Sean was coming. Sean's like, I just gotta come get him. And the whole time I'm here in St. Charles, like, I could easily make a 20-minute trip and go get him and see if he wants to stay with me for a while. But I was like,
piece of shit.
I was like, nah. Well, is that my responsibility?
And that's what makes you a good friend.
I would have did it for Sean.
No, that's the end of the show.
And for you guys.
That's the end of the show. Ending on you being a piece of shit.
I got one more thing.
No,
that I can.
We're at an hour and 20.
Then let me spend 2 more minutes of you guys' time. You can cut me off if it sounds terrible. Okay.
Yep, we're done.
God damn it. So you guys like fucking Edgar Wright, correct?
Yeah.
He just announced his new movie, Grasshopper Jungle. It's about a kid who's sexually confused, as the press release, that unwillingly and unknowingly unleashes a plague of killer grasshoppers that are horny and they just want to fucking kill humanity, and he has to save the world. Does that not sound crazy and awesome? And it kind of fits in with the themes. I don't know. When I heard about it, the first thing I said was, I got to talk about this in the show. It sounds fucking crazy. And coming from him, I have all the hope that this movie will be awesome. Will you not go see it for free?
No.
With your brothers? No. Really? An Edgar Wright Grasshopper movie?
Edgar Wright Grasshopper porn movie? No.
What if it's...
No.
This is why I wanted to do the interviews tonight.
We can still do the interviews tonight.
No fucks given about that movie, sir.
All right.
Thank you guys for the first ever fucking Tales of Debauchery and Fucktardery.
This is going to be, depending on how episode
That's the title of this episode.
This is going to be the episode that makes it big, though.
But I think you're right. I think I will just do /story time, and I'll just tell stories with these dudes on my cell phone. That's happening now.
You're going to start it out story time, like that guy from the Vines.
No, don't. Why you ruin my... No,
because that guy's famous. We're not.
I'll do my own thing. Because I'm not doing like that. I'm telling like tales. Like I would have you tell me stories of your childhood and their childhood, and I'm just gonna act them out.
Wait, is there a guy on YouTube that reenacts stories with toys?
No.
Okay. Then we should totally cash in on that fucking market.
No, I am. That's the new thing.
I got the toys.
Be ready for
I'll
it.
bring over all my toys. I packed them up when my kids were born.
I really don't need more than this. This is all I need.
Because they're not allowed to play with my toys. My wife was like, "Oh, they're gonna have so much fun playing with this shit." I'm like, "I'm packing this stuff up. Are you kidding me? Can't touch any of my action figures."
Please hit the follow and subscribe and the alert reminder thingy and share this shit.
And comment. You know what? It'd be really cool if you guys commented with your own Brom and David stories. We could
do them. Send them to us and I'll act them out with dolls. I swear to God, that's happening.
I'll actually bring in dolls.
That's a good idea.
I have a ton of stuffed animals too.
You don't seem sold on it.
Whatever, man.
You'd watch it.
That's the best response I could ever fucking... Now without headphones, he doesn't listen to anything anymore. Now he has to fucking do machine work.
Can we just end this shit and move on with our day?
I've been over it for the last hour.
Then why'd you have to tell us that grasshopper
Because that's all he's been waiting for
I thought you guys would like it more. To me, it sounds fucking wacky and crazy, like the Greasy Strangler and all that shit. Did you at least see that movie?
No, why would I watch that? It looked terrible.
Dude,
I watched the trailer and went, not for me.
It's funny as shit, but I like that Tim and Eric type
I hate Tim and Eric. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Tommy made me watch Celery Man. Is that with Paul Rudd, where he's watching videos of himself?
I've never seen that.
In different...
It's Paul Rudd?
Yeah, Tommy's just like, this is great.
I do love Paul Rudd, though.
Over my head. I don't get this shit.
Have you seen Tim and Eric's $1 Billion Movie, though, or just the show?
I've seen both.
Because I only like the show, but the movie, for some reason...
The movie was eh.
The movie just made me... But then again...
The show is bleh, and Tom Goes to the Mayor is bleh, and those two fuck moves are bleh.
Were they behind Tom Goes to the Mayor?
Yeah.
Oh. I liked the idea of it, but I got old real quick. I liked just the clip art just moving around randomly.
It was terrible.
But I got old real quick.
It was terrible, and you're terrible for liking it.
I watched like 4 episodes, maybe.
You watched too much.
Wasn't it on for like 5 years?
For some reason, those guys have a huge following. I don't understand it.
I don't know. I'll argue that I love the movie, but the show doesn't hit with me. Maybe it's because the movie has like John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell.
Their show had all of that. Their show got
and who was it? Fucking Jeff Goldblum.
It had they have some pact with Satan. They can pull star power like a motherfucker. Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd, John C. Reilly, all those motherfuckers. But it's all garbage.
In the movie, Jeff Goldblum...
Why are we doing this? It's over.
In the movie, Jeff Goldblum plays a character called like Jeff Goldblum or something. Like, it's just like one letter misspelled. I don't know. That shit just cracks me up for some reason.
We're done. It's over. Goodbye.
Bye. Everyone check out Tim and Eric's $1 Billion Movie.